Hello and welcome. Well, Dropkick Murphys are playing, shipping up to Boston. What does that mean? It means 8241 Sozcast with Herb is on the air. Yes, okay, I'll turn it off. Alrighty, welcome. It is February 15th, 2019, and it's a Friday edition. I'll be back on Tuesday with my buddy Emerson Owatsa. We'll be chatting Red Sox 2019. If you don't know Emerson, he's a co-host of The Sweat by DraftKings that goes all over the place, and been on New England Sports Network. And he's a buddy of mine, and we're going to talk Sox on Tuesday. But right now, it's a Soxcast for Friday, and I just want to talk about a couple things. One is that I just saw a quote from Chris Sale saying, "I'd love to stay in Boston." Well, that's nice. That's nice, Chris, and we'd love to have you stay in Boston. But I always go back to 1981 because after the 1980 season, Carlton Fisk, the greatest catcher in Red Sox history, wanted to stay in Boston. He wanted a new contract. He wanted to spend his whole career in Boston. We had a owner and staff that was terrible back then, just terrible. And they did not give Carlton Fisk a contract until after the deadline, and he was forced to sign with the White Sox. And so, I know what you're looking at. I know what you're looking at. This sweet baseball tie that Herb has on. That's right. That's right. I'm nuts about baseball. But so back to Carlton Fisk. Carlton Fisk had to sign with the White Sox because the Red Sox did not show him respect. I hope this new ownership is great, and I know Dave Dombrowski is great. So I hope, they give Chris Sale a nice contract. They give Rick Porcello a nice contract. They give Xander a nice contract. And I also hook up Mookie for many years. That's what they really want to do. I know that. But I hope that happens during spring training. Those contracts are taken care of and go into the season just to, win another world title. That would be great. Okay. PD is taking batting practice in spring training right now, and that's always a great sign. I think Dustin Pedroia, the more I hear and the more about him and what he's saying, what he's doing, he could come back and be almost the Dustin that we knew and loved. So let's hope that PD has a great spring training and that Brock Holt will not have to play a lot of second bases. He's a good second baseman, but that would mean that PD is back and to form. Players to watch this spring training as far as what we believe here on 8241 Soxcast. And before I get to that, I'm getting always these questions. What does 8241 mean? And you're not looking at the page and the players. Carl Yastrzemski, number 8, Dwight Evans, number 24, and Bernie Carbo, number 1. Those were my favorite players of all time. And so 8241 Soxcast with Herb is the numbers of the players that are my all-time favorite Red Sox players. So, okay, back to spring training. What's going to happen with these new prospects and all that, or players on the fringe? Here's 3 players I want us to watch in spring training. One is Colton Brewer. They got him from the Padres. He's a right-handed pitcher, throws the mid-90s. I believe that he could get a bullpen job, and that was a nice sneaky trade by Dombrowski. I liked it. Also, Carson Smith, who was a train wreck last year, got injured throwing his glove, blah, blah, blah. He's a non-roster invitee. The Carson Smith of old, of the Mariners, was lights out. He's got to resurrect his career. This could be the year Carson Smith turns it around. Watch what he does in spring training. And Bryce Brents is back, non-roster invitee. The sky was the limit with him at one time. I think he's about 30 years old now. It could be a nice backup outfielder DH. And so he's another one to watch at spring training. Now, I'm not going to get to be in spring training this year, first time in about 4 years, because I've always been going last 4 or 5 years. But my buddy Jim Dwyer has agreed to be special correspondent when he goes next month to spring training. So we'll get all the JetBlue stuff from special correspondent Jim Dwyer next month. But I always was fascinated to see these these dealers, these baseball card and antique dealers, memorabilia dealers, they're like kids. They have books and books of cards of these rookies that have, still in spring training. No one even knows their name. And whenever they come out from the locker room to the fields, they would get them to sign their cards. Kind of like this in 2003, Dusty Brown. No one knows who Dusty Brown is. But their signature there. And that's what they would do. They would sign on the cards, hoping upon hope that they would become superstars. But 90% of them, those cards, players won't even make the major leagues. So it's a crapshoot, and it always is with rookies. We get all hyped up about these rookies, but they got to play. So that's what spring training, the beauty of spring training, is all about. And so this is Herb saying, I will see you on Tuesday. Thank you for watching the Sozcast and getting my little views on spring training. I think it's going to be a good year. Now, the people are asking, what are you going to do during the season? I am going to recap every game. Every game. It's going to be like 2-3 minutes. It's not going to be a long thing, but I'm going to recap every game. And I'm also going to broadcast one inning. I'm going to turn the sound off of a game, and I'm going to broadcast it and give my opinion on one inning every once in a while during the season. So it's fun stuff like that. And, of course, I'm going to have guests come on like Emerson and other people. And it's just going to be a fun – just tell all your friends and neighbors this is the place to be. 8241 Soxcast if you're a Red Sox fan or a sports fan. Okay, so have a great weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday, all right? All right.